Bionic, based on a novel by Martin Caden. Exterior runway, Newark Airport. Steve runs down the runway at bionic speed after the transatlantic cargo plane.
Rudy Wells. DMCBP is still in beta testing. It was developed during a moderately short period of synchronous combat training.
What? Beta? Wow, you really don't have to test anymore, man.
Steve catches up and jumps onto the huge landing gear.
I am not a man.
He climbs up into the wheel well compartment.
Yeah, I know. You're a program. What's up, program?
Interior, exterior, landing gear compartment, the transatlantic cargo.
Schematics, ASAP.
Massive gusts of air slam Steve backwards, almost back out. He holds on and gets back inside. The wheel is closing in on him. He has to hold it open. Interior, Rudy's bedroom, Rudy Wells' house.
Snooping Boeing's firewall. Got that beat? 2 open ports on their DBMS server. They've got crypt DBZ? Never seen that before.
Piggybacking. Masking myself to appear as their trusted server. Analyzing. Cracking. Done.
On computer screen, a website is dismantled and code runs at a dizzying rate. Back to scene.
Program, you are the sickness.
Interior, exterior, landing gear compartment, the transatlantic cargo.
Come on, let's get a move on.
Got this.
What do we got? Let's go.
Schematics indicate the rear right wheel well. There is a panel.
He sees the panel, kicks it in. Sparks fly. The wheel drops back down. Steve falls but grabs onto the landing gear.
I had intended on suggesting that you not sever the green and blue control wires first, Colonel.
Steve looks down.
Right.
He climbs back in, crawls in through the kicked open panel. Interior, exterior, cockpit, the transatlantic cargo plane. The man in all black ignores a warning light, flicks a switch on his black box, then pulls it off and crushes it. We follow him into the cargo hold. Jamie's on the floor, unconscious, tied up and gagged with tape. He lifts her up, hangs her on a cargo hook in front of an emergency exit door. A banging is heard from further down the cargo hold. Jamie groggily wakes up.
Oh, good. Punctual as ever.
The man in black steps back, hidden. Steve enters from a hatch and races over to Jamie.
Hey, God, are you okay?
Steve rips the tape off her mouth.
Ouch. You're alive. Oh my god. You're alive? Wait, behind you.
Steve is smashed against the cargo hold wall. The man in black punches him many times with bionic speed.
The voice modulation software has been acquired from an app, DB, and deciphered, Colonel.
Steve recovers. A nasty fight ensues with the man in black.
He's bionic too.
Steve gets smashed in the face.
No shit, Sherlock.
I possess no data on another bionically enhanced person.
Sherlock? I went to your funeral.
Steve looks at Jamie apologetically.
Not you, sweetheart.
Steve's head gets smashed into breakable wood crates as he is trying to pay attention to Jamie. The crates explode.
Dude, you're so distracted right now by girly sauce. It's disgusting.
You may wish to listen to the recording now, Colonel. It contains pertinent information.
Not now.
What do you mean not now? I mourned for you, don't you sweetheart me.
Steve is in a headlock and gets punched.
Not again.
Uh-oh, he hates that. The double talk thing. I'll shut up.
I loved you so much. And you're alive, you liar.
Enough. Adjust for speed. Force tensile pressure. Give me opponent movement and attack predictions. I need max strength bursts on every impact. Put Rudy on a private channel and mute my hearing now.
But...
A click mutes Rudy and all sound is gone with another click. Steve silently kicks the shit out of the man in black with crazy martial arts, seemingly knocking him out.
Give me my hearing back.
Jamie screams in his ear. It's a sudden blast to Steve's bionic hearing. He turns and looks at her, holding one ear.
Really? You screamed for him?
You giant jerk.
She may be experiencing what is defined as Stockholm Syndrome.
Shut it.
You just told me to shut up. I just found out you're alive and you...
I'll explain everything. First, let me get you down and check the heading on this thing. Figure out what's going on here.
Steve moves to take Jamie down, and electricity envelops him. He drops to the floor, still conscious.
It couldn't be that easy, amigo.
X5 plays the voicemail, which is now in Hiller's voice. Steve, paralyzed on the floor.
Hiller, you're alive.
Hiller painfully limps towards Steve, pulling off his mask. Skin is partially melted off Hiller's face, revealing bone and plastic, blood and bruises welling up from the fight.
Mostly alive. Aren't viruses a joy?
Hiller tosses a device on the ground and steps on it.
Oh, and there's more. Don't you go thinking we're done just yet.
Hiller stops, closes his eyes, almost passes out.
You've got quite a kick. I've got armor myself, but of course, not as sophisticated as yours.
You were trying to steal X5. You were uploading a shutdown virus.
Hiller lifts Steve up and drags him towards the cockpit.
Mildly perceptive field agent.
You let go of him.
Then what would be the point, love? His invitation did have purpose.
Interior, Rudy's bedroom, Rudy Wells' house.
Steve, can you hear me? No. Shitsticks in Candlestick Park. I'm still on a private channel.
Rudy's screen is slowly fading out to black.
A virus?
Rudy types frantically in a command window.
X5 is hidden somehow. I need you.
Rudy's window of Steve's point of view turns completely black.
Come on, come on!
On computer screen, an error window pops up. Connection terminated from host. Back to scene.
No, not now.
Interior, exterior, cockpit. The transatlantic cargo plane. Hiller throws Steve into the pilot's chair. Interior, exterior, Air Force One. We see a presidential seal of Air Force One as it flies by. Cockpit. The comm officer is tapping on his radar with his finger.
Captain, something strange is going on here. We've lost all tracking.
Interior, exterior, cockpit. The transatlantic cargo plane. Hiller, fists balled up, faces Steve.
Look at me! I'm an outcast!
That's my fault? You wanted this job, didn't you?
I was going to be the forefront agent of the OSI.
Someone lied to you.
I was a beta test for you! I'm racked in pain since day one. You have this perfect life. Oscar, X5...
Don't even mention Oscar's name after what you did.
Hiller punches Steve in the face.
It's my time. You have a whole team at your disposal, and you get my...
Jamie? You're obsessed.
She was supposed to...
Who are you working with? Who's pulling your strings? You couldn't have done all this yourself.
Why? Because I'm not you? I'm the great Steve Austin, the Bionic Man?
You're being used. I'm not your enemy. Let her go. Wait a second. You're framing me.
No. No more. You'll just have to be another pawn in someone else's game, just like me. Enjoy offing the president, Austin.
Hiller rips Steve's dog tags off and punches him in the face.
The president?
We then follow Hiller into the cargo hold. The cargo hold. Hiller puts a parachute on. He opens the emergency door behind Jamie. The cockpit. Radar beeps. Steve closes his eyes in defeat.
Steve, I'm back. Don't give up. Am I off the channel, X5?
Steve opens his eyes.
Colonel, a virus was hiding in your protected memory layer, hidden from detection, effectively disabling you remotely. Rudy Wells cracking the encryption. The virus is quarantined.
And?
After decryption, hidden data stored in your protected memory layer became visible. It appeared Mr. Goldman stored the data there to hide evidence he was gathering to present to you, revitalizing all bio-liquid electrical systems now.
Steve straightens up in the chair quickly. He's alert.
Good work, you two. Peas in a pod.
He tries the yoke. No steering controls will respond.
Interface and knock it off course.
After assessment, my theory is that the autopilot system has been tampered with. A malicious program is maintaining and adjusting its course. Wi-Fi connection has been unattained thus far. Until any improvised intervention, we remain on a locked mid-air collision course with Air Force One.
Rudy?
Drawing a blank, boss. I got nada.
Steve looks on with horror as we see from the cockpit window, many miles away to the left, Air Force One enters into view. The cargo hold. Hiller holds up a parachute and tosses it out the hatch.
Maybe you wanted that, dear.
Hiller kisses Jamie hard. She hacks and spits.
Didn't want this one either, then.
He throws the second parachute out.
I'm just not your type, am I? Well, okay, I finally get it. I'll let you fly then. Free, like a bird.
Hiller throws Jamie out of the plane. She screams. He shrugs. The cockpit. Steve turns his head towards the screen. He bionically strikes the dash in anger. The plane veers.
Overall, quite effective, Colonel.
We follow Steve rushing into the cargo hold. The cargo hold. Steve enters. Hiller salutes Steve and jumps out backwards. Steve grits his teeth, runs and jumps out of the plane. Exterior, sky, continuous. He spots Jamie falling, adjusts his body and arms back into a speeding dive, and catches up to her. Interior, Rudy's bedroom, Rudy Wells' house.
Oh my god, he's got no parachute.
Exterior, sky. He snaps the rope that's tied around her with bionic strength and positions himself in front of her.
Grab on tight, Jamie.
Wind rushing,
What?
Amplifying vocal expulsion.
super loud.
Grab on tight, damn it!
She tightly wraps her arms and legs around his body, locking her wrists together with her hands.
The odds of a mid-air boarding of Air Force One would be approximately 6 million to 1.
Steve dives straight at Air Force One from above.
Aggregating all and any possible guidance assistance.
Exterior, CIA satellite, Earth orbit, space. A satellite with a CIA label and a large telescopic lens on its underside points down towards the skies. CIA satellite, camera's point of view. X5's text scrolls across its view, along with many formulas.
Good day, PZ5200. It is pleasant to meet you. Security override. I require orbital adjustment.
Back to scene. Interior, Rudy's bedroom, Rudy Wells' house.
Did you just hack a CIA satellite?
Exterior, CIA satellite, Earth orbit, space. A burst of propellant from its sides moves its orbit. CIA satellite camera's point of view.
PZ5200. Please force flash zoom in increments of 500 miles. Calculate assistance triangulation.
The satellite camera's point of view zooms in quickly in increments right to Steve, Jamie, and Air Force One. Red graphical lines quickly draw from Steve to Air Force One. Many calculations stream. Interior, Rudy's bedroom, Rudy Wells' house.
Technically, I made acquaintance.
Interior, cockpit, Air Force One. The comm officer's dashboard is blinking red. He puts one hand to his headphone and flicks a switch. Steve's point of view. There are red guidance lines curving to Air Force One's side. Slim waveforms move on by the bottom of his point of view. Insert waveforms from Steve's point of view. The first waveform is in correlation with the comm officer. Text above it scrolls, pinging audio response.
Received. This is a secure channel. Identify yourself.
The second waveform, text above it scrolls saying hearing, is of Steve's hearing and is a flat line. Wind is too harsh. The third waveform measures skin temp for wind speed. Then we see text scroll under the waveform saying last known altitude of transatlantic cargo, 41,000 feet. Calculations are running in every corner off to the sides. Back to scene. Exterior, sky above Air Force One.
Pushing strength past governed limits.
Steve slams into Air Force One and slides down the side. Exterior, the hull, Air Force One. He digs into the metal hull using his fingers with bionic strength, crushing the metal, making handholds out of the hull surface. It becomes pliable under his massive strength. He slams his feet one at a time into the hull surface, denting and making footholds. Interior, Rudy's bedroom, Rudy Wells' house. Rudy jumps up from his desk chair in a cheer.
Oh my god, he really does fly.
Interior, exterior, cabin, Air Force One. The president is jolted in his chair by the impact. Two Secret Service agents stare in the direction of the impact. They hear another thunderous, loud bang, and then another. The rear hull, Steve is slowly crawling up the side of Air Force One. Jamie's grip locked around him. The cabin, the banging from Steve climbing, is deafeningly loud.
Are we being attacked?
A Secret Service agent hustles to a window. The president picks up a red phone receiver at his side.
Captain, what's happening out there?
The hull. Wind blaring, Jamie's teeth chattering, screaming as loud as she can, with Steve gutturally bellowing back.
How are you doing this?
Too much to explain.
Fine. I'm having your baby.
I know.
I really hate you.
I know.
You're never there for me.
Then what do you call this?
Doesn't count. I still hate you.
Right, I know.
Steve is about halfway to an emergency entrance hatch.
Colonel, your heart rate is 175 BPM. Altering your skin to protect you, but you must get Miss Summers inside at once. Hypoxia, will be settling in, soon to be followed by frostbite.
She'll never be able to hang on.
Comm line open yet? Get on my page.
The cabin. Secret Service Agent 2 is looking out a window, and now Secret Service Agent 1 is on the president's phone.
The captain says the radar is down and that NORAD has scrambled 3 F-35 Raptors. ETA, 3 minutes.
How can radar be down? Sabotage?
There's a man crawling up the side of the plane, sir.
What do you mean there's a man crawling up the side of the plane?
He turns to the president, hand on the phone receiver.
Sir, the captain says we have been hailed on encrypt line 1. No one outside of the Air Force is supposed to have access to that frequency.
Ignore it.
Secret Service Agent 1 speaks into the phone.
Captain, ignore it. Captain, you do know about the man crawling up the side of the hull? No, it's not a joke, Captain. Okay, hold on.
He turns to the president, hand covering the phone receiver.
Mr. President, the captain suggests he try to shake him off.
Do it.
Secret Service Agent 1 speaks into the phone.
Captain, go ahead.
Everyone braces themselves. The hull. Air Force One begins a slow, harrowing dive to one side. Steve slips. One arm flails out widely. Jamie almost loses her grip, then clamps onto Steve tighter.
Hold on, baby.
He pulls his arm up, defying G-forces as he grips the metal again and hugs the side of the plane as it dives.
Don't you baby me!
Secret Service Agent 2 is peering out a window at Steve. The cabin.
Mr. President, it looks like he has a woman in tow.
He what? Belay that order. Now!
Secret Service Agent 1 speaks into the phone.
Captain, kill that maneuver now.
The hull. Air Force One straightens out gradually. Steve hangs on.
Rerouting nanites to open bronchial pathways and veins to compensate for thin air, attempting to delay hypoxia and keep blood pressure normalized.
Steve's point of view.
Setting a timer for estimated loss of consciousness.
We see a timer begin to count down from 3 minutes. Back to scene. Interior, the cabin, Air Force One. The president grabs the phone out of the agent's hand.
Open up that hail and put whoever it is on with me. Now! Who the hell is this?
Mr. President, I am transmitting Oscar Goldman CIA operative access code. Snow White.
Oscar Goldman? The OSI?
The cockpit. A screen runs through a string of code. The cabin.
Mr. President, Colonel Steve Austin is attempting to gain safe haven for himself and his widow.
His widow?
The president looks at the phone. Interior, Rudy's bedroom.
Strange time for a pun, X. Get to the point.
It is a most accurate description.
Rudy bangs on his desk.
Just put me through! You aren't making the point or any sense!
Exterior, the hull, Air Force One. The plane is straight again. Steve starts for the hatch.
Colonel, you have long since answered tachycardia. Your BPM is 182. A man of your age should try to remain calm in order to avoid the chance of a stroke or heart attack.
Fuck you, X5.
Intercut Rudy's bedroom, Air Force One's cabin. Rudy holds headset tightly.
Sir, Your Honor, Your Majesty, Mr. President,
Who is this?
Steve Austin's from the OSI. He's the one out there. He's just saved your life and everyone else aboard the plane from a mid-air collision and assassination attempt. Help him.
Interior, the cabin, Air Force One. The president unbuckles and stands.
Get out of my way.
The president shoves Secret Service Agent 1. He runs to the window, looks out, sees nothing, but does see an F-35 Raptor fighter jet pulls up alongside. Secret Service Agent 1 has the phone again.
The captain says the Raptor pilot has confirmed a man carrying a woman is crawling up the side of the plane and requests orders.
Anyone run that access code?
Secret Service Agent 2 puts down a digital reading device.
Sir, it's authentic.
Open the hatch. He's one of ours.
Exterior, the hull, Air Force One.
If that hatch isn't open by the time I get there, I'm ripping it open and throwing everyone out.
The hatch opens. Steve grabs onto the edge of the hatchway. Emergency hatch. The men inside brace themselves. Flight crew hurriedly sets up belays and tethers. The hull. Steve grabs Jamie by her wrist.
Okay, it's time. You with me, Jamie?
Jamie passes out and suddenly lets go of Steve's body. Steve tightens his grip. Bones crunch as he squeezes. She dangles unconsciously in his grasp.
Damn it.
He pulls her up with one hand, wind beating against her. Their faces pass within inches. Her eyes flutter awake.
I'll never let you go again.
I love you.
I know.
She passes out again. The agents inside grab her arm with Steve's help. As she's pulled in, her lower back slams against the hatch with a crunch. They get her inside. Steve's point of view. The timer runs out. Back to scene. Exterior, the hull, Air Force One. His eyes roll back and he falls off the hull, just missing being sliced in two by the rear fin. Interior, Rudy's bedroom, Rudy Wells' house.
X5, why didn't you control his grasp?
Rudy sees flickering back and forth from blackness to tumbling sky and ocean on his screen. Exterior, open sky. Steve tumbles through the air, flailing out of control.
X5, Steve, you there? Talk to me!
Interior, exterior, Rudy's bedroom, Rudy Wells' house. Rudy's monitor suddenly turns all blue with white text.
Blue screen of death now?
He paces, then sits on his bed, puts his head in his hands.
He's going to die.
Rudy's cell phone rings. Insert phone screen. The caller ID reads as 111116233716. He looks at it and then turns his phone upside down.
It says pick up.
Rudy puts the phone to his ear.
Hello?
We have reached terminal velocity. Your assistance is required, Rudy Wells. Your mother's laptop has been commandeered and your connection restored. I have...
Rudy's mother yells from another part of the house.
Rudy! Rudy! Get down here!
Interior, stairwell, Rudy Wells' house. Rudy bounds down the stairs. Interior kitchen, Rudy Wells' house.
Rudy, it's going crazy. The camera is on. The annoying pop-ups keep saying to get you. You are looking at porn again, aren't you?
He squeezes in front of her onto the laptop, his phone still to his ear.
I'll fix it.
On laptop screen, a webcam window shows Rudy. We see text scroll by saying Rudy Wells identified. All the pop-ups minimize. A new window pops up with a 3D wire mesh animation of Steve mimicking his fall. Back to scene. Rudy speaks to X5 on his phone.
We are 28,000 feet from impact.
I thought you couldn't run on another operating system, yo.
On-the-fly decision-making dictated the creation of an algorithm to allow the telling of falsehoods when appropriate.
You can lie! Oh, my feelings are hurt.
Irrelevant. We are left 1 minute and 38 seconds to steer the Colonel to attempt buffering his landing. Probable death is currently estimated at 8.9%.
Death?
On laptop screen, a window pops up. We see code runs at a dizzying rate and stops at a prompt that says, check my calcs. X5 speaks unusually quickly.
My calculations are correct, but the Colonel's bionic limbs are not responding in sync to my commands.
Back to scene.
When I double-check them, reading line by line, I involuntarily jump to the next line of my command code.
Rudy stares at the code, scrolling through it.
I'm sure that's a virus. Yeah, right. Here. Character terms keep slipping into your code. Bitch! That rat got out of its cage.
Rudy's mother grabs his phone, puts it in her pocket.
That's it, young man. Enough of that cursing. You have no respect at all for authority. All day long with the cursing in my house. You are so lucky to...
What the frick, Mom? Sneak attack. Are you kidding me? You have no clue what's going on here.
Rudy's mother's cell phone rings. She looks at it.
Mom, get that. Pick it up.
Fine, but you are grounded. No more phone. And don't you dare touch that computer or that game you were playing for a week. I'll go get it fixed myself.
Mom!
You hush!
Pick it up. Come on.
She picks up and puts it on speaker, staring at Rudy.
Hello?
Mrs. Wells, please allow Rudy
And who is this now telling me what to do with my son?
The computer flashes 65 seconds across the screen.
He's gonna die, Mom.
Hush! Don't you lie with your stories.
A man's life hangs in the...
I said, who is this?
Mrs. Wells, I am...
Rudy's mother takes the phone off speaker, putting it to her ear, and turns her back to him.
Who did you say you are? Oh. Why didn't he tell me? Okay, if the project is that important, his final grade depends on it. Okay, yes, then fine. He can continue.
Rudy starts typing furiously into a command window.
Well, maybe you and I could get together sometime, Mr. Tomar Elfono, and talk about Rudy's grades. How tall are you?
Tomar Elfono? Mom!
Rudy runs to his mother, snatches the cell out of her hand.
It will be quick, Mom. Promise.
He He slaps it to his ear and gets back on the laptop. His mother walks away. He furiously types.
Okay, made a quick little ditty right here that will help you detect all these carriage returns.
Code on the screen starts flashing by too quickly to read.
I have taken your code and expanded it to detect further anomalies.
Exterior, sky above ocean surface. Steve is speeding toward the water's surface, arms and legs flailing upward, uncontrolled.
Initiating a controlled dive.
His arms move into a dive position. He speeds forward, now much more parallel to the ocean surface.
Exiting the ammo penetration resistance nanites to harden for impact. Firing off nanotubal process to strengthen all direct impact areas.
Steve is sailing above the water, speeding over the waves. Interior kitchen, Rudy Wells' house.
Whoa, watch out for the boat! No!
Exterior sky above ocean surface. Steve smashes through the tower of a large fishing boat.
Executed with the intent of slowing our descent, lessening the chance of death upon impact.
Interior kitchen, Rudy Wells' house. Rudy gets on his knees in prayer.
I'm praying. Oh, Jesus.
Exterior, ocean surface. Steve crashes into a wave and water splashes up violently. Exterior, the deck, fishing boat. The boat's bell rings. Sailors scramble. The ringing coincides with a heartbeat.